Today's great breakfast recipe that you are going to love, it's a lemon poppy seed cloud pancake. Yes, that's what I said, lemon poppy seed cloud pancakes. So start off by whisking your dry ingredients. It's 2 cups of all-purpose flour and 2 teaspoons of baking powder and 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda. I'm already thinking to myself, that seems high. But pancakes have a tendency to have a high level of leavener because you want to get that really nice lift. And so it's generally more than my general rule, which is 1 teaspoon of baking powder per cup or 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda. 3/4 of a teaspoon, of course, salt. You're probably tired of hearing me talk about leavener, right? Like, I've heard that all before. 3 tablespoons of poppy seeds. And then just whisk all of those ingredients together. You also need a tablespoon of lemon zest. That probably will be 2 lemons. Don't get rid of the lemon. You need lemon juice too, 3 tablespoons, but not yet. Not that you were gonna throw it away. You're like, I use that zest, I'm gonna get rid of that lemon. That would be bad. There we go. Now that gets whisked into the dry, and then you can set this aside while you deal with your wet ingredients. You'll need a total of 6 egg whites and 2 yolks. So you'll separate your eggs. I'm taking my life in my own hands and separating directly over the KitchenAid bowl. Dun, dun, dun. If you leave a little egg yolk in there, there's the chance that your egg whites might not whip up, which would be a nightmare. So I have 2 eggs in this bowl. That's where I'm going to add the rest of my wet ingredients. Okay, so to the egg yolks, add 1 1/3 cups of buttermilk. 3 tablespoons of melted unsalted butter, 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla extract, and 2 tablespoons of Lyle's Golden Syrup. You can use honey, but Lyle's Golden Syrup has a really great flavor, and it's made with cane sugar, which is really nice, as opposed to corn syrup. And it's really, really thick, barely goes off the spoon, but it has a really interesting and unique flavor, and you can find it at places like Whole Foods. And supermarkets if they have a wide selection of imported food. Whisk it together. One more ingredient to make it extra lemony, 3 tablespoons of fresh lemon juice from those lemons you zested. These seem juicy. Yeah, these are juicy. So 1 lemon in this instance, I think, will give you 3 tablespoons. Set this aside while you beat some egg whites. Beat the whites until they're stiff peaks. This is going to give additional lightening. So there's the chemical leavener, and then this is a mechanical leavener. Chemical and mechanical. While that's beating, I'm going to whisk my wet ingredients into the dry ingredients. It smells so lemony. Don't overmix it. If there are a few lumps, no worries. Classic with pancake batter. I'm going to leave it like that so I can fold. My whites are almost done. You have to be really careful when beating egg whites that do not have sugar in them because they're very easy to overbeat. Sugar sort of protects the egg whites from overbeating, so just keep an eye, keep a close eye. Then fold about 1/3 or whisk about 1/3 of the egg whites into the pancake batter to lighten it. It's kind of heavy right now. Half the batter is right now in my whisk. This is a super festive recipe, and because of the egg whites in them, they're really light and fluffy. Gilding the lily. And just fold in the remaining whites into your batter. The key is to be very, very careful here not to overfold so that it maintains as much of the lightness as possible that there is being added by folding in these whites. So the more you fold, the more the whites break down, and then the less light they'll be. That's it, I'm stopping. You see there's a lot of streaks left? That's exactly what you're looking for. Now you are ready to cook. I have a griddle, which I think is gonna make my life so much better. I'm not completely positive, but people tell me that it's much easier to cook pancakes on a griddle. And so I'm attempting to use one because I don't know if you've ever seen me try to make pancakes before, but I'm kind of disastrous at it. I always burn them, they cook unevenly. So this is my new gig, guys. I'm using a griddle. It's heated to 350 degrees, and I just rubbed it with a little oil. You can spray with pan if that's what you prefer. Then what you want to do, these pancakes, well, they can be any size you want, really, but I'm going to do about 1/3 of a cup per pancake. I feel like using a measuring cup's not the best way to go. I'm going to just spoon it on. And then what you do is you cook them until you see bubbles around the edges and they start to look dry. So right now the reaction I'm having is it doesn't seem like it's cooking. Like it's not hot enough, which is probably the exact right temperature to cook pancakes at. And maybe that's always my problem. Should take about 2 to 3 minutes to cook the first side and then 1 to 2 minutes on the second side after the bubbles form around the edges. Okay. Like I don't hear any noise. You know what I mean? Cooking makes noise, right? Oh yeah, I guess it is. I mean, something's happening, right? I think my batter is a little bit thick, which is making it not bubble around the edges, but I checked and it's golden on the bottom, so I'm going to flip it. We'll see what happens. Oh, that might be the most perfect pancake I have ever made. And I am a total electric griddle convert now, for pancakes only. Even if it didn't sound like it was cooking, it was cooking perfectly. Oh my gosh, this is life-changing. You guys are all thinking like, yeah, use a griddle for making pancakes. It's obvious. Okay, so if you want to make these ahead, go ahead and preheat your oven to 225 so that you can keep them warm while you're working on batches. Put a little pat of butter on and then stack another pancake on top. Like I was saying, you can keep these warm in the oven while you do successive batches and then serve them all at once, or just have people stand around waiting and then serve them right off the griddle, which I'm kind of into. Having people stare at you while you're cooking. So fun. A little bit of ricotta cheese, some blueberries, and then some more of that syrup, the Lyle's. If you find that it's really thick, like this is pretty thick, you could warm it up just a little bit and it would be easier to drizzle. But this is prettier because then you can see it, it stays in its place. That butter all over the place. There you go. Those are real pancakes, like amazing pancakes. Like the best pancakes I've ever made. These are lemon poppy seed cloud pancakes, and you're gonna wanna run right out and make them because they're probably the best pancakes I've ever had. That's saying a lot.